it's Ogre Battle, once again. Of course I'd have to review this game. Ogre Battle for Super NES is my most popular video, so I gotta talk about the one for the N64, right? Ogre Battle 64, Person of Lordly Caliber. I think it's pretty much the only true sequel to Ogre Battle, in the fact that, the same style of gameplay, and some of the same characters. This one's got some more 3D elements. And there's some differences in the gameplay. This is the overhead map. Don't remember exactly where it takes place, but it's not the same continent as the last game. Let's see. Controls. There we go. You can actually train your units in this game, which is helpful if you want to get up low-level units. Couldn't do that so much in the last game. They had to actually fight. So here's my units. There's some differences in this game. Several of the units actually automatically upgrade depending on what chapter you're in. This is my unit. He's a general. As you can see, he's got some pretty high attack. We've got some different stats in this game that I won't go into. I'll just point out they are a little bit different, and some of the ways of upgrading classes are a little bit different as well. You need to actually have certain items in order to upgrade them, and you have to buy those items once they become available. Once you find them, these are the paladins in the game. I think they're a little bit. I think it's a little bit easier to manipulate alignment in this game, which means getting a bunch of paladins is not going to be so much of an issue. Depending on what sword they have, they actually have different back magic attacks, but just in the last game, they're a little bit better up front. This is a siren, basically a female wizard unit. She's got a special, this is a hero class first of all, and she has a special item that makes her attack uber powerful, as you can see, 100 times 2. It's Katrina the priest. She does healing plus. Now, in this game, there's actually 9 different slots you can put your characters in. 3 different rows instead of only the 2 rows in the last game. Say these guys are up front. If one mage or whatever did a magic attack, it's supposed to be an area of effect spell, right? And that would only hit these 3 units, really. If 2 mages combine their magic in the back, it could hit everybody, but it's going to do more damage to the central cross. And the same goes with healing. That's not exactly the same as it was in the last game. We also got some Valkyries. These are pretty much the same. They do have the same magic attacks, and it changes depending on what item they have. Combine 2 of them, and they'll do hit the entire unit. Called Freyas in this game. Excuse me, they're not muses. Got the Sword Master, which is basically the samurai. One of the main characters in this game becomes a warrior, which is a class all its own. See what else you got. Leia, another main character, a Rune Knight, which I pretty much consider a muse. Some of the monsters are a bit different. There's your sorceress. This is a new unit, an archer. It's a female-only unit, and pretty much sounds or it pretty much looks like it sounds. It's a ranged fighter that fights best from the back row. This is a cataphract, another new unit. It's good for defense, kind of a tank. It doesn't have that powerful of an attack, though. And there's your stone golems and dragons, just like in the last game. Now, the dragons evolve a bit differently. There's your wizards. I had a lot of problems creating mages in this game, just like the last one. These are grapplers. They're kind of like ninjas, sort of. Yeah. Phalanx, which is a cataphract that hasn't upgraded, I believe. Berserkers are here. I don't remember if they evolve or not, to tell you the truth. Dragon Tamer is actually a female-only class in this game. It doesn't evolve from the Beastman, which I think about it. I don't even know if it's in this game. Some more dragons. Solid Blade, another Another class that's all its own. It's a hero. Dianas are upgraded archers. Ravenman and Eagleman are still in the game. There's actually a few characters from the last game that you can get. This is Saradin, from a mage from the first game. He's pretty powerful. An enchanter, which is basically a doll mage. They don't adore a doll master. They're not really as useful. They're good in the second row, but they don't really have that area of effect spells like they had in the first game. There's Aisha from the first game as well. Europea, they call a Centurion, and is actually the female version of the main character in the first game. Here's a Seraphim. The thing about this game is you really don't want people to die sometimes, because if they die and you don't revive them very quickly, they will actually turn into zombies and kind of crappy units. Occasionally they'll turn into a Seraphim, but I believe I stole this one from the opposing army. We got Volten, which is the new Eagleman. Gilbert the Beastmaster returns, though I made him a paladin in my game. We got Debonair the General, who's just as much of a beast as he is in the last game. And Destin, your main character from the first game. And yeah, he's pretty strong. They can be your enemies if you choose an evil path. In this game, there's a few more characters to have if you're evil. This is a Sphinx, a new beast unit in this game. There's those zombies. This was one of my units that died that I couldn't get to, and that's what happened to it. In this game, to create new fighters, you actually have to have these soldiers. They're really bad and don't do anything, but if they fight a few levels, they'll turn into a fighter. And then you can go from there.
And their sprites look really cute.
And their sprites do look very cute. And I've forgotten how to get out of the screen. There we go. So we'll go ahead and fight the battle. The story in this one is very involved, has a lot of twists and turns, and they're able to communicate a lot better with actual scenes. Hopefully they'll show you one right here. There are actual ogres in this game, and you will fight them.
I wonder if they prepared to make ogres in this game.
What?
I wonder what the reason why it's still Ogre Battle is because they knew that they were going to have ogres in the next game.
I think the only real ogre they have in the first game is final boss.
That makes more sense.
There's evil gods and fruit of the dead and special. In fact, Rashidi, spoiler alert, in one of the endings, Rashidi is actually born out of, I think, the woman on the left. Which is kind of freaky. I would say the story is definitely more interesting.
I swear, the sprites look like they popped out of Harvest Moon.
Yeah, they do have that anime style. Of course, the blonde guy would be the major villain of the game.
He looks pretty evil.
He is pretty evil. He's got quite the wicked sword, though. This game covers a lot of ground too. Ogres versus humans, different racial tensions between the different nations. It's definitely prettier. Well, I prefer the first game at times. This is definitely definitely improvement in a lot of ways. It would be great if it eventually came to the virtual console. I'm not sure if it's ever really going to do that. You know, if you download the original one enough, maybe they'll actually do that. This is Ogre Battle. I'm sorry to show you some of the battles. It's a pretty fun game. I recommend it if you still got an N64 around. This is your part-time gamer, and this was another full-time game.